Honestly, anyone can get by with just winging it, but imagine how much more progress you can make in a year by being intentional and having a clear and efficient system that helps you stay on track throughout the year. What if 2025 is the year that you really show up as the amazing person that you already are, but this time you're not holding back, you're not leaving anything on the table, and you're truly maximizing your potential? For me, 2025 is all about consistency in every area of my life, at least the priority areas. If you're new here, my name is Chinny. I spend most of my time as a 9 to 5er working in big tech. I have loads of interest and I just get by having a balanced life. Most importantly, I want to make the best use of my time every day and know that I'm not living below my potential. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. I promise we're going to have a good time. I'll walk you through reflecting on 2024 and planning for 2025, why any of this stuff is important, lessons that I've learned, and some of the systems I'm putting in place to help me have a fantastic year ahead. The first thing we're going to do is reflect on 2024. And you may be wondering, why should I take the time to reflect on the year? The year's done, let's move on to better things. 2024 was a tough year for a lot of people. Reflecting gives you a chance to think back on those challenges and pat yourself on the back because, hey, you made it through despite all those challenges, despite everything the year threw at you. Let's identify the wins, what went well, and you deserve a pat on the back for all those things that you did brilliantly, for all the wins that you achieved this year. Also, don't want to set goals for 2025 or plan for 2025 in a vacuum. You want to make sure that whatever you're planning actually makes sense for where you are in life. You want to make sure that the goals you're setting truly align with where you are and the things that you want to achieve. So I always recommend giving yourself the time to reflect on the previous or the current year. Recognize how far you've come. Your life is not in a vacuum. And then plan for the new year. I've taken some time to think about what went well for me in 2024. I have my laptop because I do have it in my notes app, and this can be super easy. You want to make sure that first you're writing this somewhere you can go back to. I like to keep it simple. I have a physical journal that I used in 2024 and I'm going to use in 2025 as well. I have a notes app. That way I know where to go back to whenever I want to revisit what I've written down. Okay, what went well for me in 2024? First, the previous year, 2023, was such a busy year for me. There were loads of personal changes, especially H2 of 2023. 2024, I made the move to London. Work was very busy. What worked well for me is waking up early, having an early morning routine, and having a focus system for my work priorities. So I knew the year was going to be very busy. I knew work was going to be very intense. My travel schedule would be crazy as well. At the beginning of the year, I started a Google Doc entitled the Chinese Priorities. And what I did was every quarter, I would outline my priorities for the quarter, outline what I needed to achieve that month, and that also helped me determine my weekly priorities. So every week I literally knew what I was trying to achieve. For me, it's pretty easy at work because every year you have to write what your goals are for the year, but every week I knew what my weekly priorities were, and that really helped me stay on track. 2024 really taught me the value of focus. I can't reiterate it enough. Focus, like, just got shit done. It leaves you feeling so good about yourself. You feel great that you are who you say you are. You do what you say you would do. And now you have time to do other things. Another thing that worked well for me, my fitness routines. So Pilates, working out, and also finding other things that I was interested in. I was very open. I restarted swimming classes. I started calisthenics. So yeah, it worked well. Just being that person that was always trying and really just doing the things that I enjoyed. What else went well? I did have a document that had my 2024 money goals, and I did decently with the things I wanted to achieve. However, I realized that decision fatigue held me back from making certain investments and certain decisions that I absolutely should have made in 2024. Now, what didn't work so well? Oh my God, I struggled with consistency, and that's why 2025 is really my year of just being consistent across my priority areas. Like I said, I traveled quite a bit and it was just easy to drop off my routines, and then I would come back and struggle to get back into it. So it felt like I was just this way, like certain weeks where everything was going well with my fitness routine, with the things I wanted to do, with my morning routine, with waking up early, with just checking into my document that says Chinese priorities and knowing exactly where I was. And then I would come back from a trip and I'll just be like, oh, I don't even know who I am anymore. I don't know where I am. So I struggled a bit with that. I just felt like things didn't stick enough to give me the feeling of this is who you are. Honestly, this reflection has really helped me think of what I want to focus on in 2025. I was reading through some of my journal entries in 2024, and I could see as far back as March and April, I had like a list of YouTube video ideas. And I'm like, why didn't I just follow through? I want to make sure that this video leaves you feeling empowered to actually do this. I know there are a ton of videos around goal setting, planning for the year, but I want to make sure that this is so simple that you feel like you can do it right now and it's practical enough for you to stick with it. So there are different ways to reflect on 2024. You can do what I did. I literally just wrote out reflecting on 2024, what went well, what didn't go as well, my transition into 2025. I just listed everything out. And what I also did was I read through my 2024 plans in my journal and in my notes as well. And that gave me a clear idea of how 2024 went. Another way you can do this is draw a table and maybe list specific things and outline what went well and what didn't go well. I'll give an example with my finances. I would say what worked well was I created a system to track my different savings and investments. So I felt like I had things everywhere, but now I know where everything is and what's happening at every given time. My different savings accounts, my investments, I have a plan to merge the things that I need to merge. I've spoken to everyone that I need to speak to, and I know what to do. The thing that worked well was despite moving to a new country, which was super expensive, but I was very conscious of my spending and only getting things that I needed. It's winter. I didn't just buy a bunch of things. It's very clear. I was very specific about my wish list and things I was spending money on. If I didn't absolutely like something, I wasn't keeping it. I was returning it or giving it to charity or doing something. I was very, very intentional about how I spent my money. What didn't go so well, like I said, decision fatigue on investments. I was talking to my partner about like some investments and some decisions he made, I told me about. And it's crazy how we talked about this earlier in the year and I knew exactly what to do. I had options, like things I wanted to invest in. So I had my equity plan at work. And then there were some things I wanted to diversify into. And just me making a decision literally on what investment platform I wanted to use kept me stuck. Literally spoke to a wealth advisor this year. So I had all the information that I needed, but didn't make a decision. And that was because I was trying to pick between options. So I would say that didn't go so well. How I'm taking that into 2025, I've already started making the decisions. I hope this makes sense for you and it's practical enough to help you reflect on 2024 in a productive way. I have to say that planning for the year isn't just writing a bunch of goals. This isn't a wish list. It's really about setting yourself up for success and giving yourself the opportunity to live the life that you truly want, giving yourself a chance to be intentional, to know the things that you want to do, creating a system to do them. Honestly, doing the things that you really need to do to see the things on your bingo card come to life requires a lot of effort and intentionality. If it were easy, like it was just like a habit already and you didn't have to think about it and you could just wing it, you would already have everything on your bingo card. You wouldn't need to write anything. Honestly, your vision board would be my life. You just literally just paste a photo of yourself and just be like, yeah, vision board, me, right? But it does require intentionality to bring these things to life. I don't think there's one right way to do this. Like a ton of resources on how to set goals, how to set specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound, smart goals. And I find a lot of these videos and resources so useful. If you already have a system that works for you, by all means, stick with it. Here's what I do. After reflecting on the previous or current year, I describe in detail the kind of year that I want to have. 2024, the vision, and I have this written down in my journal. The vision was very much London girly, doing Pilates, finding new interests, really living her best life, doing the things that she wants to do, living a balanced life. Then at work, that was very different because 2023 was a weird year with the tech layoffs and just lots of things. But 2024 was a big shift for me, and I was very intentional about that. I wrote the things down, the kind of projects I wanted to do, connections I wanted to build at work, and this influenced how I showed up every week. When things got crazy, when things got busy, I looked back on the vision that I had for the year and I knew exactly just what to go back to. So now let's talk 2025. Again, remember, reflection will be so powerful. This isn't something that you just write and don't open until December 2025, but I really want you to take the time to think about what kind of year you want to have. What do you want to have? Like, what do you want to see happen this year? What are your priority areas? This will be personal to you because, again, you're not going to create these things in a vacuum. You want it to make sense for where you are in life, right? A few things for me, if you're interested. Fitness and health. I did a great job in 2024, but in 2025, I am a swimmer. I want to swim more. I've already scheduled a bunch of swim classes for January. I'm going on holiday in February, and I want to be confident swimming in the pool, more consistent with Pilates, and just being a fit person overall. I should make another video on creating a system specifically, but what always works for me is putting it on my calendar. If it's on my calendar, there's a high chance that it is going to happen. Another big vision for me in 2025 is content creation and my creative routines. It won't just happen because I want it to happen. I've learned that much. It won't just happen because I'm like, oh, every morning I'm going to feel myself. That's a lie. I'm going to get so tired of it. Another big one for me for 2025 is my financial habits. And the goal here is to diversify my investments, to track my spending a bit more closely so that my purchases are aligned with my values. Like, I want to just be buying things just because. Just being sure I know exactly where my money is going. A great system for me is automating my savings and investments. Every month, I know what needs to go where. Also committing to monthly financial check-ins. So how am I doing? Did I spend much more last month? Why did I spend that much money? And what do I need to change? Remember, this isn't something you just write and say, I want to double my income by January, or I want to make 100,000 by August. So yeah, it's specific. Yes, it's measurable. Yes, it's achievable. But we want to make sure that there is a plan and there is a system to stay on track. Of course, a big one for me is my career growth and my work routines. Yes, at the start of every year, I have my professional goals that I do need to submit at work. So that's pretty easy. But I do have a specific professional goal in mind for 2025. And honestly, a lot of the work I already did it in 2024, so I want to leverage that in 2025. A specific kind of projects that I want to lead in 2025. I already know what worked really well in 2024, so having that priority system similar to 2024, but this time making sure that I use it even better. It worked really well in H1, and in H2 I feel like I was a bit inconsistent, but it was great. So I am going to go back to that. Another big thing for me is my spiritual connection. So just praying a bit more times where I'm still and just feeling connected. A few ways I'm thinking of consistency and some ways to help you achieve consistency too. One, start small. It's more realistic to highlight 5 routines that you want to stick with consistently than having 25 and wanting to track all 25. Start small and then grow from there. You want to track your progress, and I'm so excited to talk about this because when I was thinking about this video, I was like, I struggle with habit trackers. I find it a bit monotone to say at the end of every day, tick the box of how many habits or how many routines you did. Like, it might work for some people and it might work for you. Tell me if it works for you. I don't think it's my thing, and so I started to dig a bit deeper. I would say it's less about tracking habits and just getting the dopamine hit from ticking a box, which is great. For me, it's more about tracking my progress. I find that having a planner, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, literally your journal, and checking in frequently is so useful. I treat every single thing that I want to do as an appointment. It's in my calendar. I set a reminder if I need to do it. So every week I'm saying, where am I? What are the things I need to do next week? What are the things I need to schedule? What are the things I need to put on my calendar? Who do I need to call? What appointments do I need to make? And so I have a plan for the week. Guess what? That week is not in a vacuum. It's connected to what I want to do this month, which is connected to what my year is trying to look like. So it's more tracking progress. That's how I think about it. And you really can't improve on something you can't measure. So just having consistent check-ins is what works for me to say, okay, where am I with my money? This is what I'm trying to do. Looking right. What's going on? I did Pilates 3 times this week, which is fantastic. I haven't swam in a week. What happened? Like, this kept dropping off my calendar because I was so tired every day at 5 p.m. Okay, maybe I need to swim in the morning instead and not in the evening. Just tracking your progress and really saying, is it not working? Am I the person that I want to be? Is there something I could change? And that leads to my next point of staying flexible. We need to acknowledge that life can be unpredictable, and that's a fantastic thing about life. Like, sometimes things come up. You might get a new job that moves you to a new country, and now everything has changed. And now you have a new vision for the year and you have to take it from there. Sometimes things don't go according to plan and you need to move with the flow, change a bit. We do need to account for that. And I would say consistently celebrate small wins. Like, swam once this week, fantastic. I'm going to do it again next week. Yes, I saved a bit more this month. Oh, what do I want to invest in next month? Just celebrating the small wins. When I think of what I want my life to be, I just want to see some connected pieces, you know. I just don't want to feel like I'm in a vacuum of nothing and just like, oh yeah, and then it's back tomorrow. Then it's another year and then, okay, whatever happens, like whatever sometimes. But hey, you don't exist in a vacuum. And I think your life will make sense to you. When you can create a picture for yourself, it feels like, yes, this is where I am, this is where I'm going, I'm getting better, life is beautiful. And it doesn't have to be a linear path. It doesn't have to be linear goals. It's a story, it's a journey, you're enjoying it, you're making progress, and more importantly, you're living the kind of life that you want to live. I hope this makes sense for you and you take the time to reflect on 2024, plan 2025. I'm rooting for you. I wish you the best year ahead. Let me know if you have any questions, or let me know if this video was helpful and if there's anything you want me to talk about in more detail. Bye guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'm super excited to create more, to share more. This video is as much for me as it is for you. Like I said, 2025 for me is all about consistency, and I'm going to share more about that journey, what's working, what's not working, what's helping me, and I hope you can come along for the ride. So please subscribe so that you get a notification whenever I post. Let's go on this journey together. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.